All right. So I put up on the board, first of all, I asked you, what are the components of the marketing mix? What were they? Advertising is one. What was it, Adarsh? Publicity or public relations?
Direct promotion.
What?
Direct marketing.
Direct marketing.
Personal marketing.
Personal selling.
Yeah,
Visual merchandising, and there's one more.
Company.
No. Sales. Promotions. That's right. Like coupons or the BOGO that we talked about yesterday. So this presentation is going to recap what we went over yesterday, but it's also going to add new information as far as promotions go. Before we start, what are the two key things that separate advertising from other types of promotions?
It's not directed to anyone's specific.
Okay, it's non-personal. Okay, it's just to a wide general audience. And the second thing, it's what? It's paid for, right? You know who the sponsor is, you know who the business is, and they're paying to have that advertising. Okay. Promotion. All companies must find a way to promote their products if they are going to be competitive in the market. So companies try to come up with something that's going to be catchy, memorable about the product. So with Corn Flakes right here, one of the things that makes it memorable is their, is this a rooster?
It's chicken.
Chicken? Okay. Their chicken, that's a part of their Corn Flakes branding. Our learning objectives are going to be to explain the role of promotion in business and marketing. We will identify the various types of promotions. We will distinguish between public relations and publicity. So you can see this is an overlap of what we did on Monday and Tuesday. We'll look at writing a press release and then describe the concepts of the promotional mix, which will be a review for us. All right. There is big money in promoting. Right? We talked a little bit about the sponsorships on NASCAR. You can see that Home Depot is a sponsor, UPS, Altal. Unless you're using your phones to take notes, they need to be put away. All right. Again, this is just a review, but promotion is a form of communication that businesses use to inform, persuade, or reminds people about its products and to improve its public image. We already did that. Okay, promotion includes, but is not limited to the following things. Newspaper ads. Can newspaper ads be targeted to a specific market? Absolutely. You got your geographics because you've got specific newspapers like Forsyth County. We're targeting people who live in Forsyth County. If we're putting a newspaper ad in the AJC, are we still target marketing? Yeah. Because people in Georgia are going to be the people who read AJC. And probably people who live in Metro or even North Georgia. I don't know how many people who live on the Georgia-Florida line in Georgia are probably getting the AJC. They might, because Atlanta's the biggest city in their state, but it's definitely targeted based on geographics. Flyers. Where do we see flyers? Just about everywhere. Do we have flyers here at the high school?
Yes.
Absolutely. If you look at the cork strips around the building, there are flyers. If you look at the walls, there's flyers. If you go into the bathroom, somebody's probably put up a flyer. In your community, you're going to walk into Walmart and there's flyers. Look at the telephone pole, there's flyers that have been stapled to it. So flyers are all over. They're very inexpensive way of advertising because it doesn't take much to create a flyer on the computer and either print them or photocopy them. Are they effective?
Yes.
How so?
Because you see them everywhere you go.
Okay? You do see them everywhere. Can there be too many where you stop reading them?
Yeah.
Yeah, there can be. Commercials. There's a real art in making effective commercials that are engaging, that people want to watch. But there's also commercials that become very memorable. Can you think of a memorable commercial?
The hump day.
Okay, hang on. Michael?
Hump day.
Say that again?
The hump day commercial.
Okay, the hump day with the camel.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday, right? What are they promoting?
I can't remember.
Okay. So the commercial itself is memorable, but not the product, which means that it's probably not that effective. If you can remember the commercial, but not what they're promoting. Okay? What did you say, Ben?
Missile Sasquatch.
Okay, what are they promoting?
Beef jerky.
Okay, so you remembered the product. Anybody know who the Geico Gecko is?
Yes.
Yes. What are they promoting?
Okay.
Geico, and what is Geico selling? Insurance, okay? That becomes very memorable because you like those little gecko commercials. Anybody watch the caveman commercials?
Yeah, I remember those.
Okay.
Those are from forever.
They are. They're a little bit old, but what was that promoting?
Geico too, right?
It's Geico, absolutely. Geico has done an excellent job with their promotions. At least you remember the company. Okay. It may not inspire you to go out and get insurance, but if you're in the need for insurance, you will remember Geico. Billboards. Billboards are still an effective way. Americans spend a lot of time on the road in their cars, and they see those billboards. If you've got a great graphic on that billboard, it really makes it stand out. And now we have electronic billboards. And with the electronic billboard, you can have 4 or 5 different sponsors, and it's just rotating through. If you're stopped at a traffic light, and you may be there for about 2 to 3 minutes on a red light, you can cycle through all 4 or 5 of those ads and actually see it start over. So billboards are very effective. We've got a captive audience, especially when you're set up at a traffic light. Because you're not supposed to be texting while you're driving or checking your phone. Radio. People are still listening to a lot of radio, especially those people who are in their vehicles now. Can we target our market?
Yes.
Absolutely. You can do geographics definitely, because our radio stations are locally based, unless you're doing like satellite radio. But you can also do it based on behavioristics or psychographics, based on what types of radio stations people listen to. Okay? If you listen to like country music radio, that is definitely a psychographic there of people who like that type of thing. If you like, what do you guys listen to? What type of music?
Rap, hip hop.
Rap, hip hop, okay. So that you can target based on that market. Information from sales associates. What type of promotion is this one?
Direct
Okay, this is direct marketing or personal
selling.
okay? Because we're actually going to talk to a sales associate. You're going to talk to the car salesman. You're going to walk into a store, and there's going to be an associate who's going to come up and say, "Can I help you?" And they're going to be able to give you information about that product. You're either going to say, "Yes, I'm looking for such and such," or "Can you tell me more about this bread machine that my mother-in-law wants for Christmas?" And that sales associate knows the product and can tell you about the product. And then pop-up computer ads. Anybody ever seen pop-up computer ads? Absolutely. Even with a pop-up blocker on your computer, we're still getting those. Some of them get through. Do you read them? I don't read them either. I just close them. Right? A lot of people do. But they're still an effective way of advertising because they're very, very inexpensive. Just like with our direct marketing, that junk mail that we talked about earlier, very, very inexpensive. So if you only get 1% of people who actually respond or act because of that direct marketing, it's still successful. But wait, there's more. I don't even think my third period is going to be able to read these. Third period, you just have to listen. Okay, telephone solicitation. What's this also called?
Telemarketing.
Telemarketing. Telemarketing effective?
No.
Okay. Personally, I don't think so because I hang up on them. I don't want to listen to them. But if it's 2014 and we still have telemarketing, and telemarketing's been around as long as we've had phones. The fact that it's still here in 2014 says what about the technique? It has to be working somewhat, or they wouldn't do it anymore. But now we've increased we've changed the way we do telemarketing, and I told you the example of Chad with his cell phone getting the call from the computer, and then it turned right around and we had the salesperson or the telemarketer because they knew they had a live person. Publicity. Publicity could be good or bad. The thing about publicity is you can't control it as a business. You can try and do damage control, but publicity being good is like the companies who helped sponsor the spaghetti dinner last night for SRO Hodgkins. But publicity can also be bad, like all the recalls on the cars and trucks. Okay, Chevrolet had a huge recall. I'm trying to remember what part it was. It might have been on the.
Is it the brakes?
I can't remember if it was the brakes or the start, something with like the key on the ignition. Yeah. Okay. But a huge recall, okay, which made people not want to buy brand new Chevrolets until they've got that problem resolved. So that was bad publicity for that company. And it actually stopped people from wanting to make those purchases. And then there's events. Businesses will help sponsor events and they can get publicity or positive public relations from that. Maxwell, can you turn around and so that you can actually see what we're talking about today? Thank you, sir. Coupons. Are coupons effective?
Yes.
Absolutely. I can tell you as the mom who does the shopping in the household, absolutely. I log on to Kroger every single week so that I can load my digital coupons. When I get the newspaper, there are coupons. I mean, it's worth my time to cut out a coupon that's going to save me 50 cents. I also get coupons every single week from Kroger on their free item. Every Friday they have a free item. And usually their free item is going to be a new product that they're introducing. So they're trying to get you to buy that product. But Kroger also knows that I may come in to get the free product off the coupon I downloaded, but I'm also going to end up buying what? Other stuff. So that's the point of the coupons, is to motivate you to come into their store. There's also contests and rebates. You guys know what a rebate is?
That's where they send you your money back.
Okay. They're going to send you back your money, or part of it. There may be, say, a $10 rebate on maybe a new iPad. Okay, just there really isn't, but it's an example. So $10 rebate, you buy a new iPad. So you have to fill out the rebate form. You have to have your sales receipt. You have to have usually the UPC code off of the box, and you mail all that in, and then Apple's going to send you back $10. It's a great incentive to get people to buy the product because people are automatically starting to subtract in their head $10 off their product. Why would Apple or any other company do rebates?
Because some people are too lazy to send it on.
Not just some people, a lot of people. They're either not going to send it in or they don't send it in correctly. Like they don't have all the parts. And the companies don't mail you back and say, oh, sorry, you didn't send me this, I need this. You just never get the rebate. So companies know that there aren't going to be a lot of people who are going to actually do all the steps on the rebate, but yet it does motivate people